Today you will learn how I combine all those different photos into this really cute robot story, photo manipulation in Photoshop. So let's start. Hey guys, it's Nemanja and welcome to another really fun photo manipulation tutorial. Before we start, I just want to say that this episode is sponsored by Envato Elements. Now that you know that, let's jump straight into Photoshop and let the fun begin. Right guys, we are here in Photoshop and today we will start with this blank piece of paper and we will create some magic on it. The aspect ratio is 4:5 in case you're wondering. I choose that aspect ratio because maybe I will post this photo on Instagram and that's a perfect aspect ratio for that. And these are the photos that we will use today. We have one robot, another robot, some tree, fence, grass, flowers, bush, background and balloons. And all those photos are basically 3D elements from Envato Elements because they are sponsoring this episode. I decided to take that advantage and use the photos from there. I will show you that later. But for now, let's start building the scene. So I will go with the robot, Control Command C, Control Command V right here. So copy, paste on this document. I will right click, convert to smart object in case I need to make them smaller and then bigger again. I love to have it in smart object to preserve the quality of the file, original quality of the file. I will rename this to robot number 1 and then I will do the same for another guy. So copy, paste, robot number 2 and just right click, convert to smart object. Okay, we have two really cute guys right there. This one is showing something up and this one is like puh. So what is going on in the scene? The balloons flew away from this guy all the way up, but I will make them a little bit bigger. Control or Command T, make them a little bit bigger, and yeah, I need to turn it into smart object. So these are balloons. Okay, so let me see. The balloons are going up. He's crying like, oh no, my balloons, and this one like, so what? Okay, so these guys need to stand on something. Let's add some grass, for example. So let's find the grass. Where is it? It's right here. And let me see. Let's bring it below the robots. Right there. We have one really nice field of grass. And I will make a copy of it by holding Alt or Option while I'm in the Move tool. Alt or Option and just move once, twice. I think that's enough. So let's move this here. In case I need more, I can always bring it more. But for now, that's pretty cool. Also, I will not turn this into smart object because I will not change the size of the grass. But what I like to do, I like to add a mask here and group all 3 elements, Control or Command G, named grass. Go right here with that mask. And go to the brush, right click, and I will use my grass brush. So in case you're using a newer version of Photoshop, you need to find legacy brushes, and then go all the way down and find these are 2 grass brushes. Or you can search here for grass, and here it is. Okay, I will use this one for a start, and by default, I don't like how this behaves. So what I like to do, I like to go to brush properties, press F5 or go right here, and I want to uncheck the color dynamics and transfer, and now it's perfect. So now I will use black color, and here with 100% opacity, I will just erase this part, and also let me see, yeah, this part right here, create a layer mask, and just to blend it better so we cannot see those transitions in between. Okay, now it's much better, as you can see. And also we will use the same brush for the robots, so I will go and create layer mask on both of the robots to blend them a little bit better with the grass. So like the grass is going over their feet, so they're standing in the grass. It's a little bit deeper, higher grass. Okay, the same here. See how easy you can make that effect that the grass is over their feet. And voila, that's it. So we have our first scene ready. Maybe I will go and select all of these and move it down all the way right here. Yeah, like that. Okay, now let's go to the balloons. I want to make them a bit bigger, like that. I think it's okay. What do you think, guys? Okay. So the next thing, what we need to do here is to add few more elements. So, but let me show you how I got these robots and how you can use any angle that you want. So, as I already said, the sponsor for this video is Envato Elements. So thank you, Envato Elements, for that. In case you don't know, Envato Elements is a huge website where you can find basically all the assets that you need for any project that you're creating, like I'm doing right here, right now. So they have millions of stock photos, stock videos, music, sound effects, like web templates, PowerPoint templates, much more. They have a lot of 3D objects that we will use today. They have a lot of fonts, a lot of PowerPoint presentation templates, also Photoshop brushes, Photoshop actions. They have Premiere Pro templates and After Effects templates that you can use for example, some really cool video intro or video outro and a lot of other things. So they have a lot of crazy things going on there, and they're pretty affordable. If you are going with the annual plan, the regular plan is $33 US per month, but if you're going annually, then it's a 50% discount, so it's $16.5 per month. Also, what is really cool is that every single asset there is licensed, so you don't need to worry about licensing your photos, music, and whatever you're using, you're covered there completely. Also, if you want to try it out, check out the link down in the description, create an account and enjoy all the content there. I personally love them. I'm using them a lot when I'm doing the projects for myself, for YouTube, for my clients, and so on and so forth. Right, so now let me show you how I use the Envato Elements to choose proper angles for the robots and everything else here. So as you can see here, we have a lot of different robots here and other stuff, and you can put whatever you want into the search. And here is one of the robots. You can choose the angle, you can choose the orientation, etc. So this is really amazing. You can maybe make nice, really cool photo from the perspective a little bit more above, or like I choose all the way to the ground level like this, etc. So you have different stuff, different robots, not just robots, you have tons of assets there. Basically whatever you're typing, there is something really cool to find. So this is my robot, this is my 2 robots, but also you can find some cool astronaut to make some really cool photos of that and the different pose, etc. Also, as you can see, this is a grass element, but you can choose any perspective that you want, and there are a lot of many different type of grasses, etc., bushes, trees, and flowers and whatever. So it's really cool. This is the fence that I will use today. And what is really cool about this is that you can choose either PNG file or PSD file. If you're choosing PNG file, you will get this on transparent background with a shadow included. But if you're choosing a PSD file and download it, then you will have a shadow on separate layer, the fence on separate layer, and you can decide, do you need shadow or you don't need a shadow, or you want to create something on your own, etc. So a lot of options there, and that's why I really love them. As you can see, there are bushes, as many as you want, and there are so many pages here of really cool different bushes, and you can rotate them in every single angle that you need. All right, now that you know that, let's go back to our project and let's continue making this. Okay, now what I want to do is to add some tree here. So let's go, let's add the background first. Why not? So let's go right there. Background like this. We have really cute sky, really nice sky. This is background. What I'm writing here. Okay, we don't need this one. And now let's go and find a few other elements. Let's add a tree. Okay, so we will add a tree behind the robots and everything. So let's go right here. Put it behind the grass. Oops. Like this. But not in the group, but right there. I will name it as tree. Okay, and I will convert into smart object, right click, convert to smart object, and I will make it bigger. And what I also want to do is to change the focus of the tree. So because it's all the way down back, I want to make it a little bit more blurry. So for that I will use filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and because we have it on a smart object, we can always later change the blur. So I don't like, maybe it's too much or too little, I can double click and change the amount of blur in real time. So that's really cool. I will control, or actually alt and drag to create another tree right here, Control or Command T, and make it smaller, maybe somewhere more back, right there. We can always rearrange this however we want later. Okay, let's add a few other things. Let's add a bush. Okay, where is it? Okay, let's add the flowers first. Okay. So as you can see, this is really simple, easy and fun. You can play with this. These are flowers. Just adding elements to the scene, whatever you need. So I will add the flowers right there at the front of everything. Make them a bit bigger because they're closer to the camera. And of course I will blur them a bit too. So these are the flowers. Right click, convert to smart object, then filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and I'll blur them a little bit less, maybe something like this. We'll see later. And again, I will duplicate and make another one right there on this side. Just add a little bit more of the depth right there. I really like it. Also, what we can do, we can go and I like to move the sky a little bit up like this. Ooh, this is cool. We have some really cool things there. Okay, I will again do the same thing for the sky. So right click, convert to smart object, filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and blur this maybe 6 or something. Okay. And now I will go and add a fence. Let's add a fence right there. Let's make really nice yard here. So the fence will go right there. Okay. Make it bigger, just to cover the scene here. Maybe it's too big. Something like this. Okay, I like it. And also right click, convert to smart object. I will rename this to fence. And then I want to blur it because it's all the way behind. So Gaussian blur, but this time a little bit less. Maybe, let's see. Let's see, like this for now. We'll see later. Okay, so then let's go and add a bush. And I want to be in the front of the fence, right there. Move it all the way down. And let's name this bush. Right click, convert to smart object, and I want to make it smaller. Control or Command T, make it smaller like this, and just make a few copies of this bush because I can. But also let's undo. First, what I like to do is to add a blur for that too. Okay, 4.6, and then I will make a copies because all of these copies will be blurred. So this is a little bit easier. Let me see, let's Control Command T, make this one smaller, bring it a little bit up, and maybe another one right there, and bring it back like here. And let's see if I make this one, put this one right here. Not bad at all. Like really cool backyard, and robots are playing there. Okay, now I will clean up this thing a little bit. So we have trees, Control Command G. Trees, we have bush. Bush is here. Where is it? It's right there. Control or Command G. We have a fence. We have robots. So robots, Control Command G. We have balloon, we have flowers. Let's group flowers. Okay, so it's a little bit better, you will admit. And now what we need to do here is play with some shadowing the robots, etc. So let's assume that there's like a big cloud over the top of the robots covering the sun. So there is no harsh sunlight, like there are a lot of clouds here and there. But there is, right now in this moment, there is one big cloud covering the sun. So the light will be a little bit softer. And because the light is coming all the way from the top, there will be the shadows below the robots. So for that, I will go to the robots, and actually I can go right here on the group, right? Go to create exposure adjustment layer, about the group, and clip it to affect only the group, because I want to make it a little bit faster to do shadowing for both robots on the same layer right here. So let's make everything darker. Click on the mask, Control or Command I to invert it, and then I will go and use a brush, but this time I will use really nice soft round brush and use maybe 20% opacity. And this is a time-consuming job, so it's easy, but you need to invest time. So you need to paint some shadows below. Imagine that the light is coming from the top, and then you know that these parts will be a little bit darker, and this is what you need to do to paint some lights here. Okay, I will fast forward this because I definitely don't want to bother you with this, but this is the procedure, just paint light. I have a full tutorial on how to do light painting on the link right there if you want. Check it out, and you will understand this a little bit better, but I will now fast forward. Okay, so I will add a little bit more highlights there, so I will go with another exposure layer, make everything brighter, like not too much, but like this, and add a little bit highlights and fast forward this again. Okay guys, so this is really fast job. So before and after, you can see a little bit different lighting on the robots. So one more time, before and after is a little bit better. I need to do the same for all the other elements, for the trees, for the bush, for the grass, for etc. So I will do that really quickly right now, and you will see the results in basically 1 second, because I will not record that. So let's do it. Great guys, so this is it. I just took 2 snapshots for before and after. So this is the result after, this is the starting position. So before and after, a little bit different lighting on the scene, and I will stop here. I can do it even more, but for this example this is pretty okay. And now you can see before and after, just adding some lights on the scene. Right, so basically we are done. We can create whatever we want. We can add even more elements here on the scene, do whatever we want. We can color grade this different, etc. I will just do this color grading thing just for you to see what basically you can do with this, but we can add even more elements, even more front elements, maybe even more trees. It's, I don't know, whatever you want. Maybe I will create a few modifications and post it on Instagram. You can check it out there if I did something different. All right, so what I will do now, I will go with this after version, go to filter and go to camera filter, and here I will just tweak the colors a little bit, and we will say, okay, it's good for today. So let's do this full screen, and here I will add a little bit of the contrast, boost the shadows a bit, add a bit of the texture, but lower the clarity a little bit. And now let's see about the colors. So we can leave the colors as it is, or maybe we can just play with some different tones. As you can see, this is something pretty nice. We can change the green here in the hue, so we can change it more towards the yellow, both yellows and the greens. We can have this kind of effect, which is again really cool, really nice. You can make the sky purple or more teal or whatever you want. So let's see, should we make it greenish or not? Let's reset everything. No, not everything. I just want to reset calibration here, and I want to reset hue, saturation. Okay, so this is it. I like both versions. I like the green, I like the yellow reddish version. So whatever you want, you can do it. We can add a little bit more bluish tones to the shadows, or maybe warm, make a little bit warmish, like you can see right here. So this is not bad. Also the highlights, like make a little bit yellowish highlights, orangey, something like this. So let's see before and after. I'm pressing P on a keyboard, before and after. We can go with a little bit more warmer tones if we want. add a little bit more saturations. As I already said, this is where the fun starts, so you can tweak however you want. Maybe if you don't like all of this, you can reset and do a little bit differently. But for me, the original looks good. The orange tone looks good. I like to add some vignetting here. Okay, I will go to the little bit more orange tone, like I did firstly. So something like this and like this. Also, I can change the saturation. Maybe the blue sky is a little bit too saturated for this. I can make it like this too, so whatever. But I will go like this, and maybe, let's see. Yeah, this is cool. So let's see, like that, and let me show you before and after. A little bit different mood of the photo. So however you want, you can go with also some different colors, but this is how I really like it. So let's leave it like that. Let's leave it like this. Alright guys, so that's basically it for today. I really hope that you like this episode and that you learned something new and fun from this one. For example, how to use the 3D elements from Envato Elements to create some really cool scenes like I did here today. You can use their photos, videos, music, whatever they have a bunch of assets there. So if you're up to it, follow the link down there in the description, check them out and enjoy the content there. If you have any kind of questions regarding to this episode, please leave me down there in the comment section below. I will be glad to answer it. And also guys, if you like this episode, press that like button, I appreciate that. Subscribe if in case you're not already, also ring that bell to get notified about all my future episodes. Have fun, experiment, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.